Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, your home of level-headed feedback through what I consider to be ice in my veins. So if it's your first time, smash a like if you're new, and if you're returning, welcome. I hope you are all doing fine. So listen guys, let's just take a seat. Let's take a step back and actually breathe a sigh of relief here. So overall, there is a rise on the CPI data. But because we are macro traders, every nuance in the market shouldn't really move us. And what I'm noticing in crypto right now is a lot of the trader type of sentiment has crept in for the macro investors, i.e. the spot buyers and holders who react to every piece of news. And this is what gets people wrecked. So I want to give you an interpretation of what I see and why I think the market being down is a great opportunity. Overall, the RSI on Bitcoin is at the bottom, just coiling up, ready to explode. Having said that, there was this news, so we might as well talk about it and then see what all opportunities we're going to have. I've got a particular one that I've been stacking, and I'll talk about that. Actually, not just one, more than one. So CPI items rise 0.2% in September. Shelter and food up significantly. I mean, not significantly, but shelter and food is actually data they point towards. And, you know, this is against obviously a previous backdrop, and there's a whole entire report. I'm not going to take you into it, but listen, guys, we're really nitpicking here. The printers are going on. So for that reason, I don't really care what the inflation of coffee is. It's absolutely nonsense. I mean, I've never heard so, but it does move the market. So I guess we need to cover this. Having said that, if you look at the, this is what the, what Forbes is printing. CPI inflation worse than expected expected last month, but still at a 3.5-year low in the last pre-election report. Guys, read between the lines. So there's an element of fear, and then of course the election is the clue. All right, the election is the clue. So let's have a look at this. I mean, there we go. There's worse things happening today. Of course, the hurricane is happening. There's real wages that are growing, of course. And then a lot of people are just heavily invested into which way the CPI inflation goes. Inflation is dying. I like this a lot. Inflation is dying but not dead. This report encourages the Fed to maintain cautious stance with the pace of easing the cycle. Likely path to still a quarter-point rate cut in November, but December cuts should not be taken for granted. So it's more balanced here, but I think they will cut and keep cutting, guys. There's something fundamentally wrong with the economy, and overall they will of course do that. And of course, yeah, this is our best shiller here. Breaking news: US inflation falls to 2.4%. Thank you very much for the positivity, sir. Now, in terms of the overall market, the stuff that I've been buying, I mean, last night there was of course the mainnet for basedai, and the price just tumbled. And I kid you not, I went after the live stream and announced the buy alert, because I think the overall sentiment was the price just dipped to a level I haven't seen for a very long time, and I wanted to take advantage. Right now it's below $3, right? Oh, it's just gone up to $3. You could have bought this under $3, but it doesn't matter. It's still, in my opinion, over the last 24 hours, 9% dip. $2.50 was a bargain. I didn't really catch that because I was on the live stream, but I caught this second one here at around 270, okay, as it was falling there. But recovery is smooth. It's a brilliant project. I think that one is very, very good. Again, aitech showing tremendous strength across the sea of red, and it offers a very good opportunity. Cubic is also another one that potentially you could look at and say to yourself, okay, it's low enough to be in a buy zone that I think it would not otherwise come down if we didn't have this dip. So these are all performing really well. AGI showing tremendous strength. It's just sitting there holding, waiting to explode. Also, big up to Ord as well. This is all in the last hour, but if we look at the last day, Cubic down, basedai down. All of these projects are down significantly to the point where you can actually DCA into them, with the exception of DAI here. And again, I've covered DAI previously, bought it, announced it as a buy alert, and then I sold it before the dip. I'm thinking about actually going into DAI again because of the market cap is just quite low, and the project is showing tremendous growth. All right, so that's obviously is pumping right now, not the time, but it is small enough nevertheless to consider. Now, additionally, I've been reading some reports, guys, and the more I look into this project, the more I'm convinced that this, along with Tectum, Alephium, if you can actually build a portfolio with at least one decent blue chip, I think Axelar just screams of something that is going to be quite big. And the more I read about it, the more interest that I take, the more I realize that this as a cross-chain, in terms of a cross-chain protocol, has the biggest snapshot with Coinbase and Circle behind them. So there's a massive growth for potential interchain protocols, and this whole entire report is quite interesting. But there's layer 0, there's Axelar, and here last year only 13% of EVM addresses transacted across chains. Vastly majority were stuck in a single EVM. All right, the lack of access is likely to be the root cause, and it's not that goes for cross chain, but most people on board directly to the chain, and that's the easiest way to engage. So if you're in Ethereum, of course. And then here the report continues, Ethereum ecosystem L2's explosion is underway. So Arbitrum, Optimism, Base, Blast, Scroll, you've got so many layer 2s and layer 3s. Okay, and each advancement introduces a new set of opportunities, all right, for each of these unique individual chains, which means decentralized cross-chain options become more powerful. And of course, today's low cross-chain activity becomes outsized as a growth opportunity for interoperable solutions that capture the user's centralized roots. Now, comparing the majority of the cross-chain shares means creating a bigger market by turning users, and of course the key word here is onboarding platforms to decentralized cross-chain solutions. And of course, to address this market, Axelar has created a new standard of development that makes dApps and tokens multi-chain as a default. All right. So natively, if you deploy this through Axelar, obviously, which is incredibly bullish, super bullish in my opinion. And the report goes on anyway. Ethereum users are most likely to use Axelar more than any other solution. Layer 0 brings volume with Axelar and Wormhole in competition for second place. This is really big stuff, guys. This is really huge stuff. I've just been, quietly accumulating this one because I think there are two standards that it has, GMP and its ITS, which are growing quickly and over 31,000% since October. Now, the token transfers between chains is most common use of contract calls with general message passing or GMP. Squid remains, so this is more technical stuff about how they do it. Now, Axelar has two key features, people, okay? And of course, this obviously is, so if you go performance in light of this paradigm shift in other interoperability solutions in the space, such as Wormhole, Layer 0, which have yet to capture a broad market share from centralized options, with the interchange token service or ITS and general message passing or GMP, Axelar has made cross-chain compatibility. This could be like when I say dual cycle play, this is exactly what I mean. And the more you read into this, the more you realize that this thing is actually trying to solve a real problem in Web3. And if you look at this, you've got, when comparing Axelar to Wormhole, Wormhole is currently more widely used than Axelar, with majority of the lead made up in transaction from Polygon to and Binance. On the other hand, Axelar has surpassed Wormhole in terms of transactions from Arbitrum, Ethereum, and Base. When Base takes off, when Coinbase takes off, Axelar will take off. I think, listen, the backers, just don't ignore this, because we're looking at competition with Chainlink, Wormhole, Layer Zero. This is a really, really crazy project. And of course, you've got DeFi. So this is not the same project as it was once upon a time. Now you've got DeFi, RWA. And of course, now they're tapping into gaming as well. All right. And I've talked about this before, but in terms of the overall, where I think this project could go, this could be one of these big circle Coinbase, because obviously if you think of, Base doing what it's doing and Binance back in Wormhole, connect the dots, guys. JP Morgan, this thing is huge. And I could be wrong, guys. So please, this is not financial advice. I'm only showing you what I'm doing. But you've got RWA partners in Centrifuge, Circle, Provenance, Ondo. You've got Enterprise in Microsoft, JP Morgan, Deutsche Bank, and also MasterCard. And of course, you've got Circle there, right? You've got the makers of USDC. You've got Circle right there, guys. This one, I think there's something brewing here. And I had the same whiff when eventually, when Sui, before Sui took off, it's like I was talking to an empty room. And then all of a sudden, when Sui blew up, everybody and their mother wanted to know what Sui was and what this token is or what that meme coin is. I don't know, man. Just look into this. I'm not saying you should buy it, because this project does not explosively go up like the others. But with the market cap, with the partnerships, with the comparison to Wormhole, Layer Zero, I don't know. I think you should be able to look into this and objectively just do your own research. Anyway, guys, that is for Axelar. And I really genuinely, when I say I'm buying this, I am actually buying this. I'm not, there's no connection between, for example, me and Axelar. And then finally, guys, if we look at some charts, interesting to know that Sui came back to this box here at 184, but it's still a long way to go in terms of Sui. Say's another one that has kind of dipped down to this box we drew in on last night's live. I actually had the box before, but it's nearly there. But Say is actually showing tremendous strength. And here goes Cubic, guys. Last night before we talked, we said it was going to come here. It has come here, guys. You see how much patience you need in this market, right? Many of these boxes I haven't actually, drawn since last night. And then you've got Kaspa here, guys. Kaspa is fantastic to long anytime soon now. So it's reacting very strongly to this box. AGI. Listen, the rest of them, you can see here, the rest of them have absolutely followed the same pattern. So today, if you really wanted to go out shopping, there's plenty of choices out there for you. I've been your host, DXB Crypto. Smash a like, welcome back, and I'll see you on the next one, guys. God bless you all.